hello again. The novelty of my new GoPro hasn't worn off, so I thought I'd do another quick video, another quick Mars 1 video, and I thought I'd just point out some of the things I didn't point out in the last one, and well, where to start? That's the thing. Well, I suppose starting with the applications would be as good a place to start as any, wouldn't it? Start at the beginning with the applications. 200,000 applications. Screams Mars 1. When they knew very well they only had a handful. They had a fraction of that. They had. So I'm going to slow down along here. It's not a very high speed limit. It's very easy to exceed it. So they knew very well that they only had, well, Mars 1 say they had 4,200 applicants, others say it's been as low as 2,700. But they were telling everybody for a very long time it was 200,000 applications. And they finally admitted that they'd only had a handful of applications, just a few thousand if that. After quite a lot of pressure and a lot of people asking, they then tried to fudge it by sending people that had sent the original inquiry emails saying, congratulations, you've made it to the second round. I mean, that's really dodgy. That is just so dodgy. That is snake oil, snake oil to the nth degree, that is. Then they managed to whittle down all these people to the people that had actually paid a fee. Could you believe that? So out of the 200,000, only the ones that paid the application fee made it to what would have been the third round, wouldn't it? Going round and round in circles. There's just so much spin on this whole thing. It's just crazy, isn't it? So if you've got an application process, and that application process requires an application fee, and you don't follow that process and you don't pay that fee, then you are not an applicant, are you? That's obvious. Someone as dumb as a box of hammers can follow that. The applicants were supposedly then whittled down. Can't remember how they did this now. Oh yeah, that's right. It appeared to be done at random by a computer. They whittled it down to 1,008 or whatever it was. And this you could tell by the people that were getting through that there was no thinking into this selection at all. This was obviously a computer selection, and that they then whittled it down by getting their selection committee. Because remember, the original thing was there was going to be a selection committee. Oh yeah, the application videos, they expected to go viral. They expected 1 million applications, all paying $38. I wish I'd thought of it, to be honest. Yeah, it would have been an excellent, scam. If that had come off, that would have been. I would have applauded it. And wished I'd thought of it. But the selection committee was one guy. It was going to be a committee. I don't think you can have a committee of one person, can you? I think that's. I don't think one person can legally be considered a committee. And instead of having this committee going to different areas of the world and interviewing these people with a television crew there, and it was all going to be televised, what actually happens is you get one guy doing a 10-minute Skype interview, and there's no psychological testing. It was basically from what I can gather, it was a Skype interview, and it was based on learning parrot fashion some material they'd been sent a month previously. They all had to sign a non-disclosure agreement because I think if they disclosed what was going on, it would have collapsed into a big heap. Probably 2 or 3 months ago, when all this was going on, it wouldn't have got this far. And you know, remember, it's still being milked at the moment. Probably the last few drips are being squeezed out of the bottle, I suspect. It surprises me that people like Ryan and Oscar are supporting it. Ryan is obviously a very bright guy. I think that the problem with Ryan is that he's very young. He's only 22, I think. He spent his whole life being educated. He's never been out into the real world. I'm surprised that Oscar, to be perfectly honest, I would have thought someone with Oscar's background would be able to see right through it. I would expect it to look completely transparent to Oscar, as it does to me. And for Oscar to do the video, I actually watched Oscar's video a couple of times, and I thought, oh come on, you really can't expect the MIT guys, when they were presenting their argument against Mars One, you couldn't reasonably expect it to fall into a professional specification framework for modelling. I mean, you just couldn't. I think Oscar quoted NASA specification 7009 or something, and it's just ridiculous to say that. Absolutely ridiculous. Because, well, for more than one reason. Because one is, it's not being presented to a panel of peers for a start. It's being presented to the general public, and the way you present it to the general public is in terms that the general public will understand. The other thing is that you can't model something without any specifications. Mars One hasn't released any technical information whatsoever. All they've done is show a poster and provide their intentions. So MIT have said, okay, these are your intentions. You intend to go to Mars, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. So what you would need to achieve that is this. You're going to need 2 of these, you're going to need 4 of these. And that's all they can do. So I think their presentation was excellent, because all they had to go on, literally, was what Mars One have said. And what Mars One have said is, at best, pretty vague. And I think it was obvious at the end, I think, that the MIT guys won that debate hands down. There was absolutely no problem with the format, the way it was presented from the MIT side. What Mars One presented was an absolute joke. I think the Paragon guy felt uncomfortable and agreed from memory. He agreed with a lot of what the MIT guys had to say. So given the limited amount of information from Mars One, I think the MIT guys did an excellent job. I think they really did, and they presented it in a fashion that could be easily understood. Anybody can stand back and look at that and say, well, crikey, yeah, if they're going to do that, they're going to need so many rockets, they're going to need so many capsules, and this is what it's going to cost. It was very, very easy to follow, and as I say, it was literally based on what Mars One have told the world their intentions are. So I don't think there was any problem with that whatsoever. So I don't know what Oscar was talking about there. I think he was, I don't know, maybe he's I don't know, maybe I was going to say maybe he's delusional, but it really does surprise me that someone in that sort of position would put forward that argument, because to me it is nonsensical. It just doesn't make any sense at all. Now, Ryan, of course, has said on his channel that Baz has told him that he'd secured the funds, and I think that was the term he used. That was the words he used. He'd secured the funds, the funds for the entire project. And Ryan went onto his channel and said, "Well, yeah, Baz has told me that he secured the funds for the entire project." So wakey, Ryan, crikey, you know, it was obviously absolute bullshit. There aren't going to be any big funds going into Mars One. It just doesn't make sense. There's no payoff. And for Landstorm to sit in front of that debate audience and basically beg for a billionaire to fund it, I think tells you all you really need to know about it. That tells you all you need to know about the state of any talks he might be having with investors. Personally, I don't believe there are any. But if it was going well, he's hardly going to need a billionaire to fund it, is he? So they've got, and when you consider the spiel that the candidates were given, and if you're a candidate, you'll know this is true. Tips and tricks for dealing with the media. And you know, if you're invited to do an interview, then the funding is always just around the corner. The media deal is always just around the corner. These were things that you had to remember and say in your interview. Oh, and you were kindly asked to donate 75% of your $200 back to this $6 billion project. Come on, wakey, guys, really, wakey. I mean, you know, I'm just glad that you don't get that you can't get smells on the internet, because it just stinks. You know, it stinks to high heaven, the whole thing. And you'll see that it will follow the path as suggested by myself and others on the Mars One fans website. It will slowly disappear up its own tailpipe, because, as I think I said on the last video, no one's going to put any money into it now. So Landstorm's going to be burning through whatever's left in the pot just before the bailiffs get there, or before any investors might ask for their money back. So changing speed limit? I hope not. I haven't got many points left on my licence. But never mind. Where was I? Oh yeah, so before the bailiffs get here, or you know, before any of the investors ask for their remaining money back, you know, they might get 20 or 30 bucks back. Actually, no, that's hilarious. They won't get a dollar out of it. It's any money that's gone into it. It's going to be a black hole. The gravitational pull will be such that there's not going to be any money coming out of it. That's for sure. But anyway, it's so you've got those. You've got those red flags. You've got the red flags with regard the conceptual design studies. You know, the SSTL one never surfaced. I wonder if anyone that paid for the backstage pass, you know, the perks, ever got any of this stuff. Well, the people that paid for the book, I suspect, probably got absolutely nothing. I don't think the people that prepaid $25 for the book got told it'd been pulled back for a year and then another year. But and you got the Paragon study. Well, I can't remember if I said this earlier, so I might be repeating myself here. But Paragon basically said, here's a rough concept of what we would suggest for your life support system. We're not going to consider the power supply for it. We're not going to consider getting the regolith into and out of the hopper, and we're not going to consider mass volume at this point. It's going to cost you a lot more money. So basically, they've charged them, I don't know, whatever it was, 250 grand for a fake packet sketch. the fact that Paragon have said that it's going to rely on spares from Earth tells you that the Mars One project as proposed is infeasible. A self-supporting human colony within 10 years is ridiculous. They're going to have to get spares from Earth for the life support system. As I said yesterday, the solar power is going to be wholly inadequate. How are they going to get the regolith in and out? This is supposed to work autonomously for 2 years as well. The chances of the rovers being able to put the regolith in the hopper, take the processed regolith away completely automatically for 2 years is nil. Absolutely nil. Anybody that knows anything about hoppers knows they clog. That's what hoppers do. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, that's just another Mars One ramble while I'm just driving around. Just having a bit of a cruise around, picking up a few bits and pieces as usual. And I'm just on my way home, so I thought, well, I'll just press the button on my new camera and do another Mars One piece. If you get to see this, Hampton, I thought your videos are very good, mate. I like those. I like your Star Wars videos, and congratulations on your engagement. Anyone might think you know very well you're not going anywhere if you get married next year. Good luck to you anyway. But I do think those videos show though that you've got your head in the clouds. So I think Hampton in his mind is the intrepid space buccaneer Han Solo. Seems to be a recurring theme with Hampton, and that might have blinded him to the practicalities of it. But yeah, regardless, it doesn't really matter. But I did enjoy your videos, Hampton. I do get to see this. All right, well that's me very nearly home. If I go and see The Martian, I might do a review. See what I'd be interested to see how he survives on Mars for 4 years, isn't it? I think he goes and gets a bit of regolith and grows some spuds. But I'll have a look at it anyway. That could be good for a laugh. I wonder what they use for power on that one. It's probably nuclear. I can't imagine he's got a solar panel propped up on a stick just outside his igloo. Anyway, that's me having a Mars One ramble. Maybe I'll do another. I'll see you around. Maybe.